Check now.
Well, this, you know that all this area will be closed.
Yeah.
You can't come past 8th and Giggling. Giggling Road through here will all be closed. There'll be the racetrack, 1 mile racetrack sitting right there, right on Giggling.
Yep.
And so we'll be shut off that. Then this is Horse Park here. And housing over there, 700 some homes over there. You won't be able to use 8th Avenue Extension to get anywhere.
And then we're talking about the freeway too.
And
Yeah.
then the East Side Parkway will shut off the Jerry Smith entrance. So there will be no entrance to Fort Ord from the college.
Yeah.
Or for me.
Would there be any hiking beyond the track back there? Nothing?
Well, you won't be able to get there.
Because it's all blocked off, yeah.
Yeah. This area going back here is supposedly a habitat for animals. But in the latest newsletter from the Monterey Horse Park people, they say this will be, and this is not given to them. This is not part, they aren't buying it, it will just end up being given to them by it surrounds it on the 3 sides and nobody else can use it. But they say they're going to use it for their cross-country equitation events. And it's supposed to be just for wildlife. But what do I know?
Yeah.
Listen to the sounds. What do you hear? Do you hear birds singing their songs? Do you hear the soft grass bending beneath the hooves of gentle, shy deer? Children running, playing, families hiking, the hard breath of a cyclist pushing through the last hill in a race. Is that a coyote's howl breaking the serenity of a pitch-black starry night? No, it is not. That coyote howl is the distant sound of crazed fans cheering for their bedded horses to win. That bird's song is the chimes of 300 buses sounding their preparation for departure. The gentle rustling of tall grass is the sound of car upon car blasting down a highway, cutting the open expanse in two like a knife slicing through a vein. The sound of children running? No, it's nothing more than window shoppers wandering the paved cement pathways that were the death to their namesake, the Nature Walk. This will be the reality, our reality, if the development plans are approved for the beautiful Fort Ord wilderness.
Oh yeah. No,
the first and most well-known of the many project developments to destroy and utilize Fort Ord is the Monterey Bay Bus Operations and Maintenance Center. Around 300 buses a day will come through the 24.3-acre station, all on Intergarrison Road, creating environmental and noise pollution and heavy traffic for those students trying to get to school from East Campus. This bus station is completely unnecessary, considering there is already a bus station across from the Marina Post Office, not even 5 minutes away. Adding to the frustration of the situation is the neglect of the miles of empty parking lots and warehouses which are perfectly suited for construction or refurbishing. But no, a 34-acre parking lot must be built for the transit center, and thus many more coast live oaks must meet their ends. Along with the new parking lot would come the Whispering Oaks Business Park, taking up yet more space, cutting down even more trees, and ignoring the many abandoned office warehouses waiting to be reused. But this is not the last of the proposed improvements to Fort Ord. The creation of East Parkway, an extension of Highway 68 to connect Salinas and the city of Monterey, is also in the works. The problem is that Highway 68 is not a main thoroughfare, and therefore another connection between these two cities is unnecessary and against Monterey City codes to protect wildlife. The lack of support for this project can be seen from its nickname given by residents, the Road to Nowhere. One of the largest and most absurd proposed plans is the equestrian park and racetrack. Most racetracks around the country are a modest quarter mile, keeping the facilities compact but still expansive. The racetrack on the table for Fort Ord is a monumental, full, 1-mile track taking up the area of at least 3 football fields. Not only will the track, stands, ticketing area, and food stations take up a colossal amount of space, but the equestrian center to house and exercise the horses will take out another huge chunk of the land. The ridiculousness of this idea is made clear when looking at the last 2 decades that show the trends and foreclosures of racetracks. Of all the gambling methods, horse and greyhound racetracks are quickly becoming out of date and out of fashion. The new tracks are closing left and right, and a visit to any well-known established place like the Bob Hope Racetrack in San Diego will show that they are struggling to fill seats and keep their patrons. So why would we expect a brand new large-scale horse track situated between a college campus and a low-populated section of Salinas to bring in enough revenue and fun activities to justify the destruction of thousands of 100-year-old trees and beautiful recreational areas? If you enjoy a touch of dark humor, you might find the sad irony of the proposition to build the Nature Walk retail shopping center humorous. In order to make this Nature Walk shopping center possible, the redevelopment groups will have to cut down hundreds of trees, destroying vital habitat for the animals in wilderness areas for hiking and biking. Instead, you and your family would be left to hike the outdoor mall from the food court to yet another generic department store.
Yeah.
What else is proposed to be built? More housing, hotels, and what's that you say? Another golf course? We are asked to not pay attention to the giant sandbox of Marina Heights left abandoned after its developer ran out of money once he cut down all the trees. There are so many already cleared out spaces and parking lots that could be utilized even if the public wanted these new facilities. But the fact remains, they are not wanted, not needed, not environmentally friendly, and simply cannot be sustained. The truth of the matter is, there simply is not enough water. The entire peninsula is already in a water shortage. City and building officials are even discussing plans for a desalination plant to help supplement the lack of water in the area. We have to ask ourselves, during this water shortage that is already calling for extreme measures, can we afford to supply even more water to such large projects like a racetrack or a shopping center? The biggest obstacle obstructing the salvation of Fort Ord is the lack of knowledge by those who will be affected by its demise. Most people have heard only bits and pieces of what might happen to the beloved wilderness landscape. Some people know nothing at all. In an attempt to overcome this obstacle, we set out to host hikes and spread our knowledge to as many people as we could in the hope that with more knowledge would come more power. Along the way, we saw beautiful things, met interesting people, and had fun exploring this wonderful resource right in our backyard. New infrastructure should be built to add to a community. It should respond to the needs and desires of the people who will use it and draw to the culture of its surroundings. We ask you, what does a college campus need of a horse racetrack, or more buses, or more failed housing projects? Will this add to your college experience? Will you recommend future students to come enjoy your alma mater and city of your youth? What drew you to this campus? Was it the ocean, the scenic beaches, the beautiful forest and wilderness, a sense of being on the edge of a city and lands to feel free in? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then you must make your voice heard. The time is now. The votes are being counted, and final decisions are being made. What will you do? Sit by and let the last wilderness land available to all its surrounding cities be destroyed? Or will you stand up and fight to keep Fort Ord wild?
I'm fervent.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're going to do this.
Yeah.